What's up, guys? I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and today in this video, I'm going to walk you through a typical week as a WCW Pro Wrestler. Most guys with physiques, most guys that were in shape, which is most of the company, we treated Monday Night Nitro as our golden show because it was. It was our best show, live, highest rated show. So to treat that show as our best, everything was based off of how good could you look for Monday night. Well, that started with how are you going to get to Monday Night Nitro? And that starts with airline tickets. So you got to decide who you want to travel with. So everybody had their cliques. My clique was Sting, Luger, Steiners, Dallas, but you had to see who was on the card, who wasn't on the card. So you had to make phone calls around to who you wanted to travel with. And after you got that done, you had to make sure you called the office to make sure when your tickets were leaving and when your flights were, and then you had to call and put your Delta Sky Miles points in. And I remember I had Lex Luger's Delta Sky Miles number, he had mine. So whoever got to it first took care of it, and then we would communicate on, okay, our flights are taken care of. Now what about rent-a-cars? And then I got that. I would call the rent-a-car place. We set that up. And keep in mind, I'm just saying things quickly, but these take several minutes on the phone. Several minutes. We're talking 30, 45 minutes for to get an air flight, to get a plane, your seats where you want them, sitting in first class beside each other. Lex didn't like the window seat. He wanted to be the alpha male in the aisle seat, so I'm over in the window seat. So all of these things took place in getting this scheduled, so it was a major ordeal. Same with the rent-a-car. Lex ain't gonna pull up in a Pinto, he's gonna pull up in a Cadillac. So, and the color mattered. So all these things, you gotta get on the phone and you gotta get them down, you gotta get a credit card put in. And it was just several, now so far, we have worked toward Monday night, and all we have got scheduled out is our flight and our rent-a-car. Now you got to talk about hotel. So somebody takes it on them. While I'm getting the rent-a-car, Lex will be doing the hotel. So he's got the hotel done. Now we regroup. Hey, buddy, I've got Avis. You got the Marriott. Okay, so now we're good. So now it's time to go to the gym. Now it's time to dive into you for the day. This probably took all day Tuesday to get ready for next Monday Night Nitro. And keep in mind, we're going to go without a Thunder here. This is just a Nitro schedule with no Thunder yet. So Tuesday, again, our golden ticket, our Super Bowl is Monday night. So we got 6 days. Me and Lex did a one body part a day routine in the gym. We would do chest on day 1, back on day 2, legs to split the upper body and lower body up on day 3, shoulders day 4, arms day 5. If you miss something, day 6 and possibly 7, you caught up on it. But you always went back to chest back on day 1, which is on a Tuesday. So we hit chest and cardio. After chest cardio, sometimes, most of the time me and Lex train, but no matter what, we got our workout in. So it was scheduling that out. Can you be there at what time? Blah, blah, blah. And then once you got that scheduled, you guys met and trained, or you trained by yourself and you got chest in and cardio. Both those took about 3 hours. Hour 15 for chest. Not quite that much. I'd say 2.5 hours. About 2.5 hours, you're in that gym with chest, calves or abs, and then 45 minutes of cardio. You're out of the gym. Once that's done, the rest of my day for Mark Bagwell is diet. I've got to get in 250 grams of protein, and 6 and 5 intakes. So it's 50, 152, 250. 50 times 5 is 250. So 5 intakes a day equals 250. That's 1 gram per pound of body weight. 1.1 is the actual breakdown, but we just kind of cut it down to 1 to make it simple. So 250 grams are coming at you, and I call them intakes because they're not 5 meals. Nobody can eat 5 meals a day. It's just too impossible. Pro bodybuilders do it, but it's all they do. It's nothing but they got a person to cook for them. They take a cooler around. They're in the same city. That's possible when you're in the same city. We're in different gyms, different cities. There's no way to do that. So we had to lean on protein shakes. So our shake is an intake. So most bodybuilders and most wrestlers did a meal, shake, meal, shake, meal breakdown. Except I did shake first because I didn't like breakfast. So mine was shake, meal, shake, meal, shake at the end. 250, 50 grams of protein per scoop, or 50 eating. 5, you get your 250 a day. That's all day long, you're having to worry about that. So after training, also next is you've got to tan. I didn't tan every day, but I probably tan 3 days a week, and it seemed like every day because it was a lot. So 3 days a week, and then 1 day a week out of those 3 tans, you would spray tan. And so I wouldn't shave all week long because it was too much grooming. It was too much maintenance. For a male, you got your back, you got legs, you got arms, chest, underarms, face, neck. It was too much. So I would do a full body shave for Monday Night Nitro, and then when Tuesday came, I just got hairy all through the week, and grooming was not an issue until time for the show. So all you had to do was keep in shape and keep your diet going for 6 days going into Nitro. So now, once the workout's over with and cardio's over, the day's so much better because, like I said, now you just got to get your 5 intakes in. So once your 5 intakes are in, that's food. You got the gym taken care of. Just keep in mind, we're on Tuesday right now. This is Tuesday. So Wednesday, again, you may not have tanned on Tuesday. It may have been Wednesday, but all of a sudden, Tuesday night comes and it's, have a beer, go see a movie, a little self-time. This is before I was not drinking, before I was sober. So it was have a few somas, have a beer, relax, maybe play a board game, have some fun, nothing out of the realm, no drugs, no hard drugs or anything like that. This is what it took to be a pro athlete, to be a pro wrestler. And like I said, for the body guys, this is what it took to be, ready for Monday Night Nitro with abs. Now, when I say 5 intakes, let me go back a little bit here. Those 5 intakes, out of all 5 of them, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and according to how your body is and you learning your body, is carb-free. 0 carbs. Now, nobody can go a day without 0 carbs because a piece of bubble gum has got 2 grams of carbs in it. A peppermint candy has got 2 grams of carbs in it. 1 cup of steamed broccoli has 7 grams of carbs in it. So there's no way to go carb free. But you do as 0 as you can, and that is probably 50 grams of carbs a day. And one day, if you want to try that, give me a call, let me know how it goes for you. But it won't go well, it's really tough. But if you keep your protein up, it's possible. So these 4 days is completely carb free. And then when you do this, your body is begging for carbohydrates because it needs it. And you're kind of starting to get depleted, but you keep training. Again, having to go do back with Lex Luger with 0 carbs in your system, you've got no energy, you're tired. So you go back to fixing it. How I would fix it back then would be a pain pill for energy, a couple of aspirin to thin your blood, and a rip fuel. And that rip fuel would get you geared up. It had ephedrine in it, which I don't think you can buy that anymore because of meth. But ephedrine's really hard to buy anymore. But back then it was everywhere, and it was very easy to get. Very good pre-workout thing. Fantastic one. So you gear up and all this, and all day long was get ready for flights, hotels, rent-a-cars, training. This is just a Tuesday still, keep in mind. I mean, we're just came out of the gate with Monday, out of Tuesday, chest day, day one, and then you kind of got the big stuff handled. So the rest of your week pretty much now is a carb-free, get your back, legs, shoulders coming up. Well, after you do back on day 2, legs on day 3, keep in mind, cardio both, so both 2.5 hours a day in the gym. So Wednesday's gonna be back with cardio, abs or calves. And then you got Thursday's gonna be leg day. And sometimes I did I did cardio with legs. Some days I didn't, it's according to how lean I was. My trainer thought I didn't need to do, if I did do cardio, it was only 20 minutes on leg day. So it's according to how I felt, but usually I did it because I wanted to be really lean for nitro. Here come Friday around with shoulders. Now it's time to do your carb load day. 24 hours of anything you want to eat, you eat. Cookies. You still kept your protein at 250, but you threw pancakes, waffles, cookies, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, spaghetti, carb. It's called carb loading. So according to your system, and you had to learn about this, you had to figure it out. You carb loaded for 24 hours, and then you went right back to 0 carbs again a day. You finished off with arms, and then I would wake up Monday morning and look in the mirror, and I would either go, yes, I nailed it, or I would go, I just missed it. You would know Monday morning how and when you ate your 24 hours of carbs, did it work or not? And then you would tweak it the next week and the next. And 5 years later, you keep doing it. So it's a tweaking bodybuilding show, how good you can look for Monday Night Nitro every single week of your life. So you've got your body parts in, you've got your travel plans ready, you got your hotel, you're in shape. The best you've done, you've done your 5 days of workouts the best you can. It's Sunday night. You're just hoping to get some good night rest, wake up Monday morning for your flight to Nitro, no matter where it's at, and you are back on your regular schedule of 0 carbs, shakes with you. You got to have protein powder with you, your shaker with you everywhere you go. I was never, to this day or back then, am I ever without my protein. I've got it with me. Because back in those days, they didn't have protein in the gas stations and QTs and stuff. You had your own protein or you went without. So a lot of times too, I'll tell you a secret, if I had missed a body part from a very busy week and it was Monday, and let's say I didn't get to tan like I quite used to, and I was a little pale that day, and I wasn't able to tan this past week as much, and I also missed a body part, I would go tan over the body part, because at that stage, you've done the best you can training. It's better to put some color on it to go into TV. So you get to Monday Night Nitro, and I look like a caveman. And so did Luger, and we'd get off to the side. I'd shave his back, he'd shave mine, and then you split off for everything else. Somebody had to do my neck for me, but you would split off and go to grooming, and it was arms, underarms, so you had the full, and legs I didn't do, but Luger wore short tights, so he had to do his legs as well. But that's one reason why I went to long tights after the Handsome Stranger, because short tights, man, your legs, that's 75% of your body, brother, believe it or not. I'm not just making that up. Your legs, I think it's 76. Your legs are 76% of your body, and most people train their legs the least. So you're training the biggest part of your body. you're training the least. But because it's just so tough, legs are a very tough body part to get in. But again, maintenance, tanning them, shaving them. Man, long tights, took care of that. It's upper body business, brother. That's what Triple H told me a long time ago, and I believe in it. But he wore short tights too, so I respected the guys with short tights. So here it is, man. You've got chest in, you've got back, you've got legs, you've got shoulders, you've got arms. It's Monday Night Nitro. It's the day to go on TV and show off what you have done for 5 or 6 straight days, man. You have busted your tail for 6 days, and it is time to show it off. So you get to the building, you shave up, you're ready. They got catering. You get 1 meal in, and you threw a sugar in there. A piece of pie. Lex's trick was Skittles. He would munch on Skittles all day long, and that sugar, with a person that really watches their carbs like that, reacted to where your veins really came out, and it was just an old bodybuilding trick. Again, we treated Monday Night Nitro, even though we were pro wrestlers, we treated it like it was a bodybuilding show. The trick is, bodybuilders have a couple of shows a year. We had 52 Nitros a year. 52. And Thunder hadn't came yet, so we're just talking about Nitro right now. So here we are, ready to go. Now, you have no idea who you're going to wrestle. No earthly idea. The board don't go up till 5 o'clock, and you've got to be there at 12. So 12 o'clock we had to be there. We've flown in. We don't go to the hotel first. It's too much trouble. We go to the building, and then after it's over, we do our hotel, but we know we got reservations. So everything's ready. Get the building. Get ready, 5 o'clock, the board goes up. Now, it's time to go to work business-wise. No training, no grooming, no hotels, flights. Now it's time to pay your bills. This is what you do for a living. Now, even though we busted our tail all week long, now is what really counts. So the board goes up. You see who you're wrestling. You see how many minutes. You don't know if you're winning or losing, even no matter what, you don't know. You may think you know, but you don't. Even if it says Goldberg and Buff, you don't know what they got planned. More than likely, Buff's losing, but it doesn't matter because we got to know what they want. So you sit around, they finally around 6 o'clock or so, they come around and take guys into the finish room, and they go over your finish with you. They tell you the finish of the match that they want as the company of World Championship Wrestling, the finish they want. You leave out of that room with the person you're wrestling with the finish that they want, and you go from backwards to forwards, and you come up with a match that makes sense, and you try to work together whether you like each other or not. This is how you make your money. This is your income. So you've got to be professional, and you've got to do it. Whether you don't want to lose to the guy, whether you hate the guy, and vice versa, you got to work together to make this happen. Dancing with the Stars. I like to tell this part of the story right here. Dancing with the Stars has 3 dressed rehearsals before live TV. We talk about what we're going to do and go perform it on live TV. It's almost impossible. And that's why pro wrestlers get upset with people saying it's fake. And oh, y'all rehearse that. No, how do you rehearse backdrop, clothesline, hit you with a chair, and neck breaker? You can't rehearse that. You gotta discuss it and then go out and perform it without messing up. And let me remind you guys, this is live TV. Live. If you trip, you trip. There was a 3-second delay. 3 seconds. So if you cussed, let's say beeped it, you got in trouble. It was a 3-second delay. It was crazy. So once you get your match down, now it's time to put the finishing coat on. My finishing coat was, you get the tights on, you're fully shaved, your hair's where you want it to be, you're shaved tight, looking good, you stopped all the bleeding if you're bleeding anywhere from getting cut, and now it's time to put the perfect tights on. Boom, the tights go on. You've got the medium NWO shirt that I poured myself into in case I get an NWO shirt first, and then you wait for your segment, and then let's say you're first up. And my hat, my top hat, was my rubber band to warm up with, was a towel to wipe my sweat off with, and was a little cup to pee in. Because no matter what, you had to pee before you went out every single time. So I get to the go position, and you're seeing what matches are coming up, but I'm first, so you still don't quite know when they're going to come up, or maybe there's a interview before you or whatever. But you're as ready as you can be. But the last finishing touch is we use this spray called Hot Stuff. So I'd spray the hot stuff on me, and it would smell like icy hot. But it was this oil that went on your body that flushed your body like niacin, and it made the veins pop out. Bodybuilders loved this, pro wrestlers. Me and Scott Steiner loved, all the guys, Luger, everybody used Hot Stuff. All of the non-body guys hated it because they could see the difference it made in us. It was a big difference. But some guys truly had problems with it. It would get in their eyes and kind of burn. And believe it or not, they outlawed Hot Stuff in the World Wrestling Federation. The WWF, going into the WWE world, was outlawed. When I was there, for the couple of weeks I was there, I got in trouble once for Hot Stuff and had to get rid of it. So you couldn't use Hot Stuff anymore, and that was what we used for every occasion at WCW. So that was the finishing touch, and then you had a real good warm-up regimen right before you went out. You had to time that out to be as pumped as you could get without being tired. So you pumped up real good with biceps, tricep, you throw the thing over, you do triceps, and you do some shoulder raises, some shrugs. You got as pumped as you could. You stretched your legs out as good as you could where you're at. You peed in the cup, you laid your band down, and it's time for Buff Daddy's music. That is a door-to-door, Monday Night Nitro door-to-door, what it took all week long, and I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. It wasn't work to me because the payoff was looking back at Monday Night Nitro and seeing how good you looked. And if you didn't look good, you tweaked it and fixed it. You would make sure you did cardio a little harder. I look like this, I may look like that. You just kept tweaking it to better your brand, to better you, to make the company better. It was all about what you could do in those 6 days to make it all come out and be Buff Bagwell as best you can on Monday Night Nitro. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And if you're interested in cool NWO shirts like this one right here or other wrestling sports merch, click the link in the description of the video to jump over to Fanatics and place your order today. Ha ha!